Hello Capricorn, welcome to WhiteFoxAlfred. This is your reading for the next week. How are you doing? Are you coming towards the end of March right now? What's going on for you? Away, there we go, straight away. Oh. Okay, interesting. So, but actually my initial grimace is maybe a little bit unfounded because it came out with the Ten of Swords, but it's in reverse. So I feel like you're at the end of a struggle. And you've got a choice ahead of you with the Chariot. This feels like it's a choice between success and temptation. Temptation in a like a there's stuff here that people haven't noticed. It's lying on the ground beneath them, and they've forgotten their belongings. I feel like you're coming to the end of some sort of cold turkey sort of situation, or you're dealing with a habit or a behavioural pattern that's really kind of dragged you down. There's no shame in that. You know, everybody has ways of dealing with things, and we shouldn't judge each other for those. But I feel like you might have had an addiction to shoplifting, or maybe even an addiction to gossip, talking behind people's backs, because it made you feel better. And I feel like you're realising you realised that before, because it just led you to the Ten of Swords. You know, you're exhausted, you just can't do it anymore, because you realise stabbing other people in the back is actually stabbing yourself in the back. And I'm not trying to say that you're purposefully stabbing people in the back, but sometimes talking about people behind their backs is the same sort of thing. We're humans, we all do it at one point or another. It's just part of life. There's nothing to judge. But you're given this opportunity to choose with the Chariot, whether you want to have success, whether you want to have a graduation moment where you're celebrated for getting through this challenging period of changing yourself. Okay. Believe in yourself. When you're given this sort of choice between something of the old, something that you've known, it's bad, but it sometimes gives you comfort. And then you've got this other choice of success, which is harder, to be honest. To be strong in yourself, to decide not to go towards what a part of you wants, not all of you wants, not the deepest part of you wants, the bit that just is in pain, that needs a bit of salvation, really. And that, when you're faced with this sort of decision, you're left in this feeling of uncertainty, because the new is unknown. So you don't actually know what's going to happen. You're like, well, all I've ever known is dealing with these stresses and these pains in this certain way, and I don't know whether I can do it another way, or whether I want to. I feel like you want to. There's like in my heart it's saying no. You really want to. You're at the end of it now. You want to change. You want to go in a new direction. And a big part of getting to that celebration here is forgiveness of others. And also forgiveness of yourself. Sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves when we do things that we know are not great. But, they feel good in the very short period of time, and then there's a hangover of dread, a hangover of anxiety, of pain. Anybody that's dealt with addictions will understand that. And it's part of life. Don't be ashamed of yourself for going through that. It's made you stronger. It's made you better at relating to other people in life. You can have better relationships, more rewarding experiences when you've gone through and survived hardship. Because you know what it really feels like to be happy, because sometimes those experiences don't come about too often. So when they are there, you really appreciate it. You know what that feels like. Beautiful. Oh, wow. So we've got, these feel like they're kind of part of the same story. You've got the meditation, peace, relief, sanctuary, and then the mother awakens with compassion, nurture, and guidance. I think this is where you're at right now, of when you're uncertain, you just need to sit. And when you sit, your heart is just filled with light. That's really beautiful. Be gentle on yourself, Capricorn. It's not easy when we're coming out of these sort of addictions. It's really not easy. So let the waves pass by. Let them leave you untroubled. And let the light fill you up. You won't necessarily notice it's filling you up until you come out of the meditation, and then you're like, whoa, it's like a wave. And it's really beautiful. I'm going to leave it there, Capricorn. Be gentle on yourself. It's not easy to move through this, but I believe that you will, and you've got this. Be gentle, meditate, or find peace. Meditation is not for everyone. Whatever brings you true peace. Let me know in the comments, like what your situation is, and we're a community here, and I'd love to have a chat with you in the comments and offer support that way. See you next week.